Next up, Nick Noonan.
Thank you.
Yeah, last question for me to follow up on that, Dylan, too, George. And what does it mean for you? I know Triller, they've switched the date. We've obviously gone forward 2 weeks, an extra 2 weeks of preparation. But now the crowd factor that we can get, you guys can get 35 to 37,000 people in there. And what does that mean to you that, that'll be the biggest crowd that you've ever fought in. But how does that make you feel? And I actually had that same question for Teofimo the other day. And what does it mean for you to compete in front of that big crowd?
Yeah, look, it's fantastic. Who doesn't like a stadium fight, especially being the first fight, at this beautiful stadium. It's great, man. And the date changed, no problem. I waited my whole life for this opportunity. So 2 weeks is nothing for me. I've been ready. I'm ready right now. I'll be ready in when the time comes, June 19th. So, I know I've got a lot of support here too. I've got a lot of people from Miami that are coming to support me. I've got a lot of people from the US. It's crazy because how much messages I get on social media about how much they don't like this kid and how much they want me to humble him and put him away and get rid of him. And I'm happy to be that man. His own people, his own, the Americans don't like him because they can see through that fake persona. They can see it. That's why I'm getting a lot of support. And there'll be a lot of, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, Aussies who are living in the US there as well. And there's going to be a hell of a lot of Greeks as well. We've got a lot of Greeks in the US and a lot of them hit me up and they're all coming. So them flags are going to be represented around the world in the stadium.
And George, you speak about him being a kid. Do you find him, compared to other fighters that you've fought before, that he is quite immature compared to some of the seasoned veterans that you have fought?
Yeah, look, he's an immature kid. Was he 22, 23? I don't even know if he's got hairs on his balls yet. So he's a little kid, man. And the way he carries on, he's dancing, his music, he's playing, he's doing all this cringy shit. He's very cringy, man. Just seeing some of the stuff he does, it's just like, really? But, whatever he wants to do, that's no problem. Let his distraction be about him doing what he's doing. I'm a man. I'm coming to fight. And I've been in there with, especially my last 2 fights, veterans, guys that are experienced. And the most important factor as well, I've been there with a guy like Manny Pacquiao for 250 rounds. I speak to Manny pretty regularly. He goes, man, if you do what you did with me in them 250 rounds, this kid ain't going to do nothing. He's going to do nothing. And the world will see. I've only showed a little bit of what I got. I've only had to show a little bit. I've been having fun with it. But this means a lot to me.
Also, we'll just touch on that too. Old sparring partner, obviously, he used you, you used him many, many rounds. What do you think of Pacquiao fighting so late in his career against Errol Spence?
Look, the guy's a warrior. One thing about Manny is it's not about the money. It's about bringing pride and honor and leaving a legacy. So how can you knock a guy like that? How can you knock anyone really in this sport chasing their dreams? Trying to be great. If 10% of the world, try to be great and said, forget what anyone says, I'm going to go achieve whatever I can and not worry about people, then you know what? The world will be such a better place. But Pacquiao's a legend of the sport. And it's funny because I saw Lopez, talk about Pacquiao saying, oh, the guy's not human. He's not this. I've been in there with that guy who's not human 250 times. So whatever you bring to the table, whatever you got in your 16 pro fights, I've seen it, man. I've been there. And not only that, I've been in there with former champs, world champs, hard-ass veterans. I've been there with a lot of different styles. My 2 sparring partners I got here, 2 big welterweights, undefeated guys, bigger punches than what Lopez is. Look at my face. Do I look mucked up?
All right, thank you. Next up, Cynthia Conte.
Hi, this is Cynthia Conte for Ring TV and Ring Magazine. You touched on the Ring Magazine belt. That's the belt, the coveted belt all fighters would love to have. You now have the chance to take it away from Teofimo like he took it from Loma. Talk about what that belt means to you if you won, if you were victorious.
Look, I will win this fight, and I'm going to have that beautiful belt They all mean a lot. That belt means a lot too, because that shows that you are the true number one. You are undoubtedly the best. But every single belt, means a lot to me. It's a dream to fight for a world title, right? But when you get an opportunity and good karma comes your way, you get to fight for every belt. But don't get it twisted. This has happened because of my team. This has happened because of my people. It was simple. I was mandatory either way. I'm the number one in the IBF, mandatory. I'm the number one in the WBO. So I was getting my shot either way. And like I said, Lopez, vacate the belt or fight me. But you saw after the Selby fight, I was adamant I wanted to fight. Which other lightweight in the world really was adamant to fight this guy, to fight this kid? No one. Only Kambosos stood up and said, I want to fight this guy. So what does it mean? I see something. I mean, you got all these other guys that talk a big game, but don't step up. Out of all the other lightweights, and look, Lopez has been the winner. I'll give him his credit there. But out of everyone else, which other guys have been beating former champions back to back in their backyards? None. Kambosos. So they better start putting respect on my name. And come June 19th, there'll be a lot of respect on my name when I take all them belts, especially that beautiful Ring Magazine belt.
If Teofimo was on this call right now, what would be your message to him before you step in the ring?
Look, shine them belts, man. Keep them clean. The sanctioning bodies give you brand new belts. But no, I want his belts. I want the belts that he has. I want to take them all off him. You know what you're coming up against. You saw exactly what you're coming up against. You glared into my eyes and you couldn't take it. I could see the fear in your eyes. You don't want to be here. All the fancy stuff, all the dancing is to distract you from what's coming. So keep being distracted. Keep having fun with it. And like you say, we're having fun with it. We're here for war. I'm coming straight at you.
Wow, best of luck to you again, and please be both of you safe, can't even stop. Stay safe in the ring, because I know you guys are bringing war to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. And our final questions are from Rigo at Pheno Boxing.
And George, thank you so much for taking the time. Wanted to ask you, obviously, Teofimo Lopez had a great fight against Lomachenko. He says he pretty much dominated that fight. A lot of people say it was a close fight, but can you take anything away from that matchup? And do you see any holes in Teofimo's game?
Yeah, he had a great half a fight because Lomachenko didn't want to throw a punch because he had one shoulder and he was out of the ring for 400 and something days. And he's a little guy. He's a real small little guy. Good little guy, but small. It's different size, different kettle of beast, different breed. We saw the mistakes. As soon as Lomachenko started pressing the issue, started putting him back, that's all he did. He went in back lines. And we got a lot of artillery, hell of a game plan to destroy this kid and show him for the real fighter he is, the fake that he is.
Now, on fight night, June 19, what would be the perfect victory for George?
Just win by any means necessary. Let me tell you something. It only takes 3.5 pounds of pressure. I saw him talking about these points on your nose or these pressure points. What are you, a doctor now? Let me tell you something. Let me give you some advice. It takes 3.5 pounds of pressure on the right spot, on the flesh and blood and bone, on the right spot to put you to sleep. And I'll tell you now, I'm possessing a hell of a lot more than 3.5 pounds. So victory will come by any means necessary. But when you talk a big game and you say certain things, Team Lopez, sometimes it comes to bite you in the ass. And I'm sure it will.
Now, you guys gave us an exciting initial press conference. Are you expecting there to be fireworks all during fight week? Not only you, but now you mentioned your dad fighting his dad. Do you think we're going to see something we don't see in a typical fight week?
Hey, look, I got some more people coming too. So if they want to kick off, let's kick off. We're fighters, so whatever way they want to do it. If they want to kick off, no problem. But we are tunnel vision. We are focused on June 19th. One vision, one focus. But we'll see. We'll see what happens fight week. Could be a lot of fun. And for me, fun is combat. You know, I love conflict. Like we saw at the press conference. Conflict is second nature to me. You know, not many people know. Well, some people will know, but I was bullied as a young kid. And this kid's a bully. He wants to stand on top of everyone. He wants to bully people. He wants to get up and take his shirt off and show himself, right, as the bully. But I've dealt with that in the past as a young kid. I've built my way up. And when the bully, you know, when you go head to head with a bully and you put him back, then all of a sudden, we see what happens.